For months, the AI industry operated under a shared assumption. Anthropic's Opus model was the absolute ceiling of commercial capability. It was the accepted boundary line for what a public model could do. Over the last 24 hours, that boundary line vanished. Rumors have broken that Anthropic quietly developed an entirely new echelon of intelligence, positioned directly above Opus. They call it the Mythos-class. Anthropic didn't release a single model into this new tier. They shipped two very distinct versions simultaneously. The AI capability ceiling has moved upward and fractured into two parallel tracks, each governed by completely different rules of access. First, there is Claude Fable 5. This is the model built for general public use, heavily safeguarded and available right now. Then there's its twin, Claude Mythos 5. It shares the exact same engine, but with every cybersecurity safeguard stripped away. Operating without guardrails, Mythos 5 is locked tightly under Project Glasswing, restricted to U.S. government collaborators and top cyber defenders. With the raw engine classified and off-limits, the safeguarded Fable 5 becomes the most highly capable AI system legally available to the general public. To understand how Fable 5 compares to the current market, we have to look at the benchmark data and measure it against the previous industry heavyweights. Fable 5 overtakes Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5 across almost all metrics, with a massive spike in frontier code benchmarks. The model also registers major leaps in biology, complex knowledge work, and multidisciplinary reasoning. It also features upgraded verification loops. Using its vision capabilities, Fable 5 can write code to build a website, visually inspect the resulting site, and autonomously correct its own design errors. A model with elite coding skills and deep autonomy creates a dual-use reality. It is highly efficient at finding system vulnerabilities, which makes it equally effective at both cyber defense and writing cyber attacks. Fable 5 is a highly autonomous system. Its dual-use potential is the reason its unchained counterpart is currently restricted to government use. Operating intelligence at this tier requires a massive physical infrastructure, and the computing toll is steep. When Anthropic secretly tested a Mythos preview back in April, it cost 5 times as much as Opus to run. This graphic shows the pricing contrast. The rumored current cost for Fable 5 sits at $10 per million input tokens and $50 per million output tokens, which is double the cost of Opus. This price drop indicates that the version of Fable 5 available to the public is a restricted version of the raw engine. You can measure this directly using Anthropic's effort levels. If you push an Opus model to its absolute maximum computational effort, it barely matches Fable 5 running on its lowest, cheapest setting. The power of Fable 5 is bottlenecked by the immense cost of processing those tokens, forcing Anthropic to strictly control public access. Right now, Anthropic is heavily subsidizing the intense server costs of Fable 5, taking a financial loss to introduce it to the market. This makes efficiency vital. There is a trend in AI development of relying on agent loops, setting a model to prompt itself autonomously over and over. If you attempt this with Fable 5, you will likely exhaust your usage limits before extracting any real value. To drive early adoption despite these massive compute costs, Anthropic created a temporary loophole. Fable 5 is currently included for free on Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise plans. That changes on June 23rd. The model will be stripped from those standard subscriptions and placed behind a strict pay-per-token wall. Anthropic states they intend to restore the model to standard plans eventually, but because they currently lack the server capacity required to handle a permanent load, there is no firm return date. This gives developers a severely limited 2-week window to stress test this model at no extra cost. The raw power of the Mythos engine remains locked away, but Fable 5 is the most capable system currently available to the public, and users must decide if their work warrants that capability before the free testing window shuts on June 22nd.